What's up, y'all? We have a somewhat of an unusual flat steel key type lock that was sent in. It looks like it's possibly a vertical rod. I'm assuming these either extend a little bit and they're attached to something else that goes up and down. The customer who sent this in had ordered a key online. It never works. It didn't work. It was the wrong key completely. So they sent it in to get the actual key made for it from us. If you need this done, you don't have a local locksmith, just shoot us an email with pictures of the lock, please, at SE Lock and Key Gmail. So we're going to go ahead and make a key for this. Now, I have several styles and types of flat steel key blanks. So I just go through and stick them in there until I find the right width and then find the right length. But if I didn't have that, I'm going to show you how to measure for that. And then we're going to go to making the key for it, which requires a lot of back and forth from the cutting machine to hand files. Is pretty much the easiest way to do the onesies and twosies that we get in here. So let's get to it. This is the key that I chose off of the wall, and it's actually not even available anymore. I've only got a few of those left, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. But if I didn't have that key, it's pretty easy to measure what style of key you need. There's two basic measurements for these keys. One of them is the height of the key. So this particular one is 0.380, 379, whatever. You would round it up on these. So you go here, so 355 is the exact height. Now you have to cut your ward here for it to clear this little lip, which would be considered a ward in the key, or the very front ward or back ward, whichever one you want to call it. So the actual key itself, and it also, you've got this part of the metal right there. So basically, if you measure this, it comes out to be about 350 would be something you would still have to cut down. So the keys are measured like in increments of 0 and 5. So you're not going to find a 295. Well, you might find a 295, but you get what I'm saying. It would be more like 330. So if we go there to about there, we need it to be minimum 345. And the thickness, zero that out. Oh, nope. Thickness, 83. No more than 83, otherwise you got to file the sides down a lot. This one is a thickness of 60, so it'll work just fine. Stick it in there. It's got a little flex side by side, so it could be thicker, but this is a decent, this 0.60 is actually a decent thickness. The only similar key that is shown to be made through Ilco right now with this similar style and not even the correct length, it's even shorter, so that wouldn't be a problem in this situation because we do have about this much longer, so it would probably work. But it's even thinner than this. This was what did I say, 60, and it's 50 in the book. So let's go ahead and so in this case it's long enough. Then what I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll stick this in the back. It's got a hole in the back, so you know this goes through. So we're going to stick that. It's not going. So basically here what we're going to be doing is cutting down the tip of this key to about right. Looks like cutting off about that to start off with. You got to form the tip first. That would probably be a little much, so we're going to still leave it with a little black showing, because that is a pretty wide open area there. And once we get that done, we're going to start and make our next cut. And once we get this cut done, which will be somewhere in this area on the key, we'll be able to turn it and determine, hopefully, some of the depths through these couple of viewing windows we have, because this guy is pinned together and I'm not going to be taking it apart. It's got a code right there that may cross-reference to something, but it doesn't really matter because we don't have space and depth. Even if I did happen to have the book with this code and the space and depths, the machines that I use for this don't have that ability anyway, so you freehand the shit. Alrighty, let's try this angle. Camera view. Taking off the burrs. And let's check that. That's about perfect. The better stabilized it is there, the better it is, period. Still flat, didn't really nick anything on that. So now we have to cut it down the harder way. This is gonna take a little bit more time cutting. Basically, we're going to be taking off, looks like, approximately, I don't know what this is, but it'll get rid of it while I'm sanding. It looks like we're going to be taking off about that much. Which, you could hand file it, oh, no, this way. You could hand file it all the way down, a little tedious. You could bench grind it down, that leaves you a rougher finish there. Or you could step it on the machine and just doop, 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 all the way across and then use a file. Kind of 3 different ways that I could go about this. That is pretty high, so I'm just gonna belt and then hand file the finish of it. So let's go ahead and mark the rest of the way so I can see it. Well, I say belt. I used to have a nice belt sander, and then the wheel, the pulley part of it, the thing that the belt rode on, got all wonky. And I was never able to find a replacement back then, so I kind of just put it up out of commission. I should look into that. It's nice having a good belt sander. Let's go ahead and see about how flat this is. Seeing a little shallow spot right there. Alright, it's looking okay. Let's see if it's deep enough. still got a little hump right there. I'll get rid of it later, but let's see if we're deep enough. Oh, so close. So close. There it goes. Beautiful. Just that'll clear up as we go. So that is interesting. First thing is I look and see how far that's poking out compared to how long it actually is. So that tells me that this is stopping on what is possibly, okay, let's get that cleared out. It's a little tight. Let's get that cleared up. I don't know if it's tight here or if it's tight on the sides, kind of. Let's bring in our flattening file here and kind of do that. We'll get rid of those scratches in the end. I try to minimize it, but sometimes you gotta do it. So boop, boop, boop. So that is not coming very far through. I feel like it's actually hitting on the hitting right here. So we, that sometimes causes an issue with the spacing. 345, 344, 342, 342. Very tip here needs to be taken care of. Better. But we don't know about that front. We need to go ahead and light up a candle. Boop. All right, so if you're having to do this in somebody's house, always request their candle. You don't want to introduce any foreign smells, even with an unscented candle. It's not truly unscented to some people. So if you do have to do this, always say, hey, I need to use a candle. I have one of these, if this is okay. It's an unscented votive candle. Or can I use one of yours so I don't introduce any smells? People will appreciate that because some people are allergic to smells or don't like smells. So what we're doing is we're sitting the tip of that, holding it right over that. Hopefully we're going to get a mark when we whoomp it into that. I'm going to just give it a little twist back and forth. See what's going on down there. All right. It looks like it's marking all the way down. It looks like we're probably okay. Maybe it's just... Let me peek down in there with a flashlight. Here's where you can't really see what I'm doing, but I'll try to describe it. It does... Okay, let me stick something back here and turn it. All right, now what I need to do is grab a pick and feel down in there. Can't use that one. Let's use this guy here. All right, I think it's actually butting right up against the back, so should just be able to have to cut the lever up here, or the ward up here, and it would turn. Don't think there's any weirdo spacing going on down there on the end, or depths that have to be cut. Basically here, it's got a clear right there, so we're just gonna mark it right there, and then how deep it needs to be. spot right there. So we're going to notch it just forward of that. Let's relocate Mr. Bernie here and see if it needs to be wider. Sometimes they have to be wider than what you think. We ran across that on a recent one, actually. Alright, it's going to get scratched up already, so I'm just going to go ahead and smooth it out. I come down and finish it anyway at the end, so smoothing this out kind of makes it work sweeter. Let's get rid of this here. Okay. Beep. Doop. And there we go. Now we have to just there could be wards in the middle here. If so, it would hard stop. It still wouldn't turn. So then we would sit the blank, see what was stopping it. But here it does not. It goes directly up. And we've got a little bit of a spongy feel. Let's go back here and see what's going on. So there's a difference between a spongy stop and a hard stop. Hard stop would mean that we're hitting the tip of the bolt or something to make it avoid hitting the levers, us not seeing the levers move. We do see the levers move a little bit there, though. But I feel like this is more of it's spongy, but it's still kind of a hard stop. It could also be actually hitting on the lever itself that's giving us that spongy feel. If it's not cut down quite right, then you run into the problem where you have that spongy feel. There's kind of three different things. Hard stop, spongy, obvious springy stop. Here, I don't know why I did that, but we don't have to do that. All we're working with, literally, is the very tip of this key. So we're just ignoring all this right now. No reason to sit the whole blank. We want to see what's hitting what. That's a good mark. Always marks really good in the beginning. So, shoop. And let's see what's going on. We're gonna give it a little firm touch here. Not enough to bend anything, but enough to tell us what we need to do. And this beautifully showing us what we need to do right there. It's telling us we need to cut both of those. It looks like it's marking at the tip a little bit there. So it's possible what we need to do here. And like I said, that spongy feeling wouldn't be there if it wasn't already contacting the wafers. That is telling us, we look at it, see one's a little bit lower, one's a little bit higher. So that's telling us is this is hitting those levers at a certain area. If we cut this down and this down, this may still need to be cut down. This may be fine. It just may be false marking for whatever reason. But I'm thinking I need to notch the tip just a little bit, which I'm not going to do until I cut two spots here. Looks like two levers, because one of these three things has to be the bolt, or four things or five things, whatever's in there. There's not a lot of room in there. And we're going to hold this up and see, just like it was stuck in there. Boop. All right, so that's obviously probably going to be our bolt on the tip, because the levers are here. and 1, 2, possibly a third lever that's just 0, or because these aren't cut, it's not allowed to even hit that other wafer. I'm guessing 3 lever once we get down to it. We could probably poke around here and see. The last, what I thought to be 3 lever, ended up being a 4 lever. So we got 1. Yep, let me get my flashlight. I think it's 2. Okay, 1. Oh, that's a very tight hole. Oh, there are 3. 1, 2, 3. So what I'm guessing, since we have the boop to the bolt, first lever, second lever, third lever. It's not even contacting the third lever, so we're not getting any marks from the third lever. So let's go. Let me think about that. I'm thinking I'm gonna cut. See, I can't see the levers until that front one. This is kind of not a great situation, y'all. Let's see what happens if I... See what happens there. I just cut a double wide and a little bit off the tip. It may just be the height thing here. I know I left it just a little high, so that may be all that is. That's really biting into the tip there. I only need this. I only need the set to show me that. Oh, boom. Okay, so there we go. Now we can get to the levers. Oh, we can see them much better now too. So the tip did need clearing. Looks like our very front wafer, as expected from the markings, was not really needed. Our second one needs to go way deeper so that we can see what's going on. Okay, now we need to drop the front wafer some. Which will be the uncut part. So this will be this when we cut it. It'll be this guy right here. Down to right about there. Hey. May not be wide enough. Yeah, I don't think that was wide enough. I think we're on track good though. So the front two wafers both need to drop. I think we're good on the back one. We can smoke it one more time just to be sure. See what's going on now. The marks may be completely different. Down and down. Okay, I have not videoed the last few passes, but I've just been progressively going deeper and deeper. And we are almost to the point now where we are deep enough. Alrighty, so I've just been going a little bit deeper and deeper with each pass. Hadn't filmed the last few, but we're down to there now, and we are actually almost there. So slowly but surely, little by little, we're practically there. And the reason why we're going so little by little is because of that tight clearance between those lever gaps, I guess you can call it. This one should be it. think the rest we'll be able to clean up with the file. Focus. Oh, so close. Looks like they definitely pull in though. Okay, it'll be a tiny bit more and we're good. That was weird. Okay, what's going on now? That should at least be trying to clear it. Alright, now I see it. It's the back lever holding us up. Okie doke, where is my baby file? Okay, we are there. Except for that back little lever. Let's do one more smoke. Still gotta, that'll clear up once we start finishing the key. Whoa. What happened? Let's put a little smoke on this one. See what it looks like. It's right there at it. I'm not gonna light candle for it. I'm just gonna smoke it. Okay, took that closest to the tip down just a hair, and the middle one down a little bit, and that should be it. I've said that like 6 times now. Should be it, should be it, should be it. Huh. What are you doing? You should at least be trying harder and be tight. Let's see what's going on. Let's push those wafers down. Yeah, with our wafer pusher. Lever pusher. Okay, now I feel like it's the tip because it's going into position there. I guess the tip needs to come down because it's definitely marking. Super weird. It's hitting right there, which is super weird. God, I hate to do this, but I think we've got to file that tip down. these days. It's gonna be the right. Where'd my file go? There it is. Oh, there it goes. There it went. What happened? Kind of weird that it doesn't go all the way around. Alrighty, y'all, made another copy of that key, and we are in the final stages of it. This is, I went and picked this up recently. I'm giving it a try, bringing it down. These weren't scratched up too bad, but I'm just doing this as to see. I'm actually scratching it more than it was before. Yes, I do have a buffer wheel. It's just kind of hard to get to, and I don't use it that much. Okay. Yep, let's get that side. Okay, then we're gonna go down to 600, which I believe that one has. Needs to be replaced too. Kind of like rock polishing or any other metal polishing. Take it down little by little until you get a nice smooth finish. Okay, and 1200. So that is it. This fella's headed back out to live on its desk, I think he said, and happily lock and unlock with new keys. Anyway, thanks for watching. If y'all can't find a local locksmith to perform these tasks, then send us a picture of what you have. We'll try to help you out as much as possible. Thanks for watching. Yeah, whatever. You can watch or not.